Welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist, and welcome. This is Rogue, and Hank is sitting right here. You can't see him, but he's right here. See his tail? So I'm here to talk to you about my crochet and my cross stitch. And as usual, I'll show you my crochet first because it's not as much, and to kind of get it out of the way. I have a finish on my crochet. I finished this market bag. This is for my sister-in-law. I had to go to Aldi. We have grocery bags, but this is more fun. Sorry about that. So I have been true to my promise to myself to work on one granite square a day. They take a lot longer than I expected them to, but I think as I get more into it, they'll be quicker, I hope. But and if I get to the end of all of these patterns, if I get to the end and I still have a lot of yarn left, dogs. The younger one wants to play constantly. What was I saying? So these are taking me a little bit longer, but if I get to the end of the pack and I still have plenty of yarn left, I'm going to start over. And the instructions are very good. Very good, very good. So I'm quite happy. The latest one was the hardest one, and I just had to, wing it till you make it kind of thing, but it worked. So in no particular order, we have this one, which is not 3D. This one, which is this one, not 3D. This one, which is, the whole middle part is on this one. Doing this type of 3D work, and not difficult, it's just the type of stitch, and it's not a difficult stitch. If you guys are thinking about getting one of these, I would start with the regular ones if you're not really into crochet, but the instructions are very good. Either one would be good. I'm enjoying this flowers because I haven't done a lot of these types of patterns. This one, I left these strings on, which will go away when I put them together into something. I think I'll have enough to do a blanket eventually. This one. The one I did last night was this one. And this one I had to attach the flowers separately. And I wasn't quite sure what they meant, but I think I got it done. You can't see it on the front, and I just have to weave in ends on the back, so. Because it made it sound like I attached it as I went, and that didn't make any sense to me. So if that's the way they expected me to do it, well, I'm just doing it different. Okay, so there's those. That's I have been working on this blanket, putting more of this edging on, but it just looks like more of the same. So I'm not showing you that. Now, in no particular order, my cross stitch, I worked some on Murder in the Garden. I'm almost back to where I was before I had to do all that frogging. Now, I did, even though I stitch in hand, I don't use needle minders, but that needle I dropped the other day, I swept under the couch, I swept under the coffee table, I swept, you know, and either I picked it up with what I swept up, which, you know, 2 dogs, or it went further back under the couch than what I could get for sweeping. So I started putting a needle minder on these because the fabric is too loose for me to just put the needle in the fabric. And this was my first WIPGO call. Well, technically, I guess it was the second one, but for February. And this is fall issue 2020, and I'm working on this design by Barbara Anna. Trick or treat. I don't plan to stitch the whole thing, but I might. But my plan is right now not to. So, and this is where I got in 5 days. I had the torso and just a tiny bit of the skirt done before. The skirt has 3 colors in it. I don't know if you can tell the 3 colors, but it's got 3 colors in it. And the bow has 2 colors in it. I just love the way it's coming out. She's so cute. And I may do some more work on this. I may not. Because, let me show you this. This is my other WIPGO call, the Shepherd. See this? And this. And I just now realized that that was thick. This is all I found, and I was like, I don't have the pattern. And I just now went, wait a minute. It's inside. It's like, this isn't cardstock, it's paper. And it feels thick. I just now found the pattern. So I can work on it. Yay. I'll start work on that today. And I'm pretty sure I showed you this already, but I don't remember. Lindy Stitch's choir practice, my new start. I frogged what I did in 2 strands and started again with 1, and I like the way it came out better. Let me show you the front. So that is, I didn't start right at the top of, I started kind of in the middle. So it's just like part of an ear. I think it's this one. Part of an ear and the head. This is the middle of the pattern because of the moon, so. I like it much better with 1 thread. I don't like stitching with 1 thread pretty much, but I stitch a lot with floss that you can't loop start, so I'll get over it. But I was really enjoying stitching on that. And then CrazzyStitch, we do Geek. I'm working on this part right here, and I'm beginning to wonder if I have enough room for the rest of it. This is where I am. So I started going this way, and then I started coming this way. So I'll end right here. Now the 42, I haven't decided what color to put that. I looked it up, what it looks like in pictures and stuff like that. And it's white on a black background. Well, I'm not stitching in a whole background. The word is here, and I'll do that in this color. you see that the white doesn't show up very well. I may have to backstitch around this too. So I'm gonna do it in a different color. Maybe this color, maybe not. But this is all the more I have left of. I'm hoping it'll fit. This is a little past halfway, but I have, I'm hoping I don't run out of fabric. If I run out of fabric, I'll cry. I measured it that it was enough fabric, but maybe I started too low. I don't know. So since I couldn't find that pattern before, I decided to go ahead and work on this. This is one of the patterns I'm supposed to concentrate on this month. And all I have is these last three flowers down here. And I was working on this flower, and I got a tiny bit of work done on it. Right here. I had to fix some of the stitches that were already there, like with the green and a couple of the yellow. I did quite a bit more of the yellow. I finished off the thread that was there and started a new thread up here, and that'll be it on this color. But each thing is made up of several colors, so but between fixing the stitch and, you know, getting the rest of this, I fell asleep. I was like, I don't want to fall asleep with the needle in my hand, so I just let myself fall asleep. I had to cut for some reason, and I thought I had started the camera again. No. I started it when I thought I turned it off. So what I hadn't gotten in there was my temperature charts. So I've been trying to keep working on the bottom part here, but of course I have to frog the coral because I did something wrong and it's not coming in the right place. So if I continue it the way it's supposed to be, it'll run into these fish down here. So I'm gonna frog this whole thing and start here and then go down and then frog whatever part of the sand I have to frog. So, but I did put in a sea urchin. So I'm getting there. I'm slowly getting across there. I'm loving the way it looks when it's done. I'm hoping that you all do. And then this year's temperature chart, Temperature Pets by Jace Breeze, or JC Breeze. I don't know how you pronounce it. We have a finished dog. It has been unseasonably warm. Low 80s, and it's supposed to be mid 80s today. And I hope I started this in the right. I have to look at it again before I get any further on the right part of this dog to make it end in the right spot. And then I counted the distance in between, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, maybe more. So if the tail doesn't fit right, I'm just going to have to curtail part of the tail. Because by then, you know, I'll have the whole month done. So, yeah. So this is up to Friday, and it's been warm. And we may get even warmer like we had this hot day here. So, I don't know. Or is that a lower heat day? I don't remember. That's all I have. I'm really happy that I found that pattern. I'm very excited. Thank you for helping me find it. Because I almost didn't take out the picture and show you that, because I was going to talk about not being able to find the pattern. And I almost didn't take it out. And if I had not taken it out to talk to you guys about it, not being able to find the pattern, I wouldn't have found it. I hope your February is going very well. I watched a tiny bit of um, ice skating on YouTube. I did not go and find the Olympics and watch it just straight through, which I used to do all the time. But I just wasn't interested in all the commercials and the back talk about the stories and all that. They're interesting. I just wanted to just watch the actual ice skating part of it. So, so that's what I did. The Super Bowl, I don't even know who won. Ask me if I care. The only time I listened to the Super Bowl was because I had no choice. I mean, as an adult. My son had a swim meet on the same Sunday that the Super Bowl was happening here in Phoenix. And so everybody was playing it on their radios at the swim meet, so I could hear everything that was going on, because people wanted to be there at the swim meet, but they also wanted to pay attention to the game. So that's the only time I was like, okay. Well, thanks for listening. And I still, I had 400 subscribers for like a day, maybe two. So I still don't have 400. I have 399. I'm thinking about doing my, what I planned for 400 anyway. But I may wait until I actually have 400 for more than a day. But I appreciate each and every one of my subscribers. I thank you very much, and I thank you for the likes and the comments. I read every single comment. I appreciate all of your comments. You know, this is a hobby that actually adds something to the world. Both of these, crochet and cross stitch. If your hobby is sports, watching sports, doing sports, it's a good hobby to have, but it adds nothing to the world. You know, playing golf, it's a good hobby. It's being physical is good, you know. But that time has gone by, and there's nothing added to the world because of it. And I think our craft, our stitching, we get something done, it's finished, and you have created something beautiful and add something beautiful to the world. And I think that that's more important than a lot of people realize. You know, they call it old people crafts. Well, if old people hadn't been doing crochet and knitting back in the day, you know, we wouldn't have knit sweaters or things that look like crochet sweaters made by machines, because they wouldn't have needed to create machines to make them to resemble handmade items. So anyway, I think that what we do is important, and we can't let anybody tell us that it's not. So, thanks for listening. Bye.